It's roots, man, roots. You know what?
Hey, how's it going, Wormhole? Oh, come on, you guys can do a little better than that. How is it going, Wormhole? I was gonna say, welcome to a special edition of Comedy Planet. We have a bunch of very funny comedians for you. But the stars of the night, they actually just finished filming things for Comedy Central. We have Rob, Haze, and David Perdue. Give it up for them, you guys. Now, this is going to be a lot of fun, but I want to bring up your host for the night. She is amazing, host all around town, and is very funny. So I want you to make a lot of noise. Show so much love for Miss Melanie Goldie.
Give it up for Derek one time, you guys. He put this show together. We wouldn't be here without him. Welcome. What's going on, Wormhole? How's it going? Everybody feeling good? Yeah. Just this side of the room? Feeling exceptionally good? You had a good day? You must have not had a regular shitty job to go to today. You have a regular shitty job that you go to? Yeah. Regular shitty jobs. Woo! Y'all work regular shitty jobs? Yeah, that's what that sounds like. He's like, yeah. You got a morning commute, about 8:30, trying to get to work. Everybody's being an asshole to everybody on the road. It's really hard. I got to head down that Durin intersection on White Bluff. You know what I'm talking about? It's the worst. You get so mad, like somebody cut you off. You're just like, oh, like, oh, dick, oh. Like I had to stop for my inner karma. You know, I had to like stop getting so mad and flipping people off all the time. I came up with a better way. I just started singing to the people. It works. You should try it. Next time somebody cuts you off, they're like, You are the biggest jerk in the world right now. You're the biggest jerk in the world. I wish you had two dicks. Two dicks in your face right now. Two dicks in your face. Try it. They'll slow down real fast. Can you imagine that shit in your rearview mirror? On the road like, Nah, she says. Oh, I hate pantomiming blowjobs. It's the worst. It's fun for me. My friends are like requesting it now. They're like, Melanie, sing that Two Dick song. That shit's on point. Gonna get that recorded. It's a lie. I had to get the job. I do comedy. I'm involved in theater. I'm an improv comedian. I work a regular shitty job. I don't want to tell you where unless I get sued, but it rhymes with P-Mobile. And I was on the way to work this morning, and I dropped bagels and cream cheese down the front of my black P-Mobile shirt. And one of my customers felt the need to point it out to me. He was just like, you got a big stain on your shirt. Yeah, I know. I'm really busy. I was eating on the way to work, and I'm really sloppy. I'm sorry. And gross, I know. I was like, I thought you were going to say you gave like a really sloppy blowjob or something. Sir, I don't appreciate that. That's very offensive. I give the cleanest blowjobs you've ever seen. I don't waste a drop. Psych! Gross! Ew! Ew! Do you know what comes out of there? Ah, he's like, I know. Can you shoot anything else, sir? Miracle Whip. Some whipped cream? What? Rocking my world. Yes. I'll take that all day. I'd be like, just waiting for it. That would be delicious. I'll take that. Pickle juice would be preferable even. Whatever the fuck is inside a Skittle, that would be delicious. Taste the rainbow. He said whipped cream. That's the best. I just don't understand what science is doing with its life. Like, we can put ears on mice, but we don't have tasty jizz. Tasty jizz, you know what I'm saying? Make the world a better place. I need to do some comedy at a science convention and get some people to know what they're doing on it, you know what I'm saying? Make the world a better place. I'm surprised usually somebody yells out, eat some pineapple. That shit does not work, I'm sorry. That makes it tolerable at best. That does not make it delicious. There's never been a time in anybody's life where they were just like, I ate a bunch of pineapple. Oh yeah, I just made some chicken parm. Come on over. Yeah, oh yeah, it's better now. It's better now. See, guys. Woo, okay, now they're nice and warmed up. I have some amazing comedians, you guys. We got some people in Comedy Central. Rob, Haze, and Dave Perdue out of Atlanta. Make some noise, show them some love. They came here on the final show for their tour. I know. They're hilarious. And before I bring them up, I have a bunch of locals. They're super nice guys. I'm friends with all of them. I should know. They're super cool. You guys, I'm going to bring up your first comedian. Y'all give it up for Mr. Brendon Town, everybody. You look lovely.
Not that nice of a guy, guys. I look like someone you don't want your children to go anywhere with. Yeah, like, everyone's making a bunch of assumptions right now, and they go as follows. Plays the banjo. Definitely plays the banjo. Works at a pizza parlor. Definitely works at a pizza parlor. He gets there on his fixed gear bicycle. Yes. No, it's more complicated than that, though. This mustache it's a problem. I put my hands on a fixed gear bicycle, it just turns into the big front wheel kind. Just automatically. I can't do normal things like the rest of you. I can't go to the gym. I pick up weights, they just turn round in my hand. I'm like, what the hell happened? I show up for like a yoga class, and they're like, nope, fisticuffs. I get on a treadmill, it just turns into one of those machines that just shakes my body. This is really good for you guys. You should try it sometime. The rowing machine just is a rowboat in a lake. But I'm normal. I'm a normal guy like the rest of you. I go out on dates with girls, you know? I take them out to things they like. Like I put on my finest top hat and cape. Tie them to the nearest railroad tracks like they like. Halfway through the date, their ex-boyfriend shows up mounted on a horse. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? I already paid for dinner. Somebody going, you need to check those train tracks out there, y'all guys. I'm not a nice person. She's still there, guys. You can check. I came dressed as Easter Sunday, apparently, tonight. I get a +10 to egg hunting in this suit. This is like, my mom sends me these on Easter, and I just get rid of the last year's one on every Easter. I'm like, I don't need another Easter shirt. There's only one fucking Easter. And I don't do laundry often. You guys, I didn't always used to be this beautiful, this sexy, this off-putting to the female gender. So my mom sent me some medical records from when I was a kid. I don't know why I need these, but I was like, I remember getting ear infections. Let's look over this stuff. In 5th grade, I weighed 5 less pounds, but I was almost 2 feet fucking shorter, you guys. So just squish this down and out, like the vertical on old TVs. You guys remember that shit? There's a reason for that. My mom loved me. I was her firstborn. She was like, honey, you can have anything you want. And all I wanted was snacks. There was a fucking snack closet. I kid you not. There was a fucking snack closet. So in between cartoons, I can be like, commercials, let's go get a snack. I don't know how to do this when you're in elementary school. How 5th graders do things. They decide to cut away at the other person as hard as possible. So they chanted, beat Chris Meade, beat Chris Meade, beat Chris Meade. And he looked at me with these eyes of desperation. Don't leave me. You were the only person at my birthday party last year. And I looked back at him and thought, you made me watch The Shining in 4th grade, dude. Your home life is fucked up, but mine is not. I'm not coming again this year. And I just start booking it, like trying my absolute hardest, and powdered sugar's flying off me, and like bacon sweating off me. Tub my way over the finish line, and was like, yeah! Like I won, like I came in first all of a sudden just because I beat that poor other kid. I don't know where he is right now. I walk down the street and I sing to myself, oh look, there's my friend, he's a Jew, I love them, they're so great. I sing to myself, Jews are my sunshine, my only sunshine. Jews make me happy, then skies are gray. Then I see my Jewish friend and I say, hey buddy, low five. You guys, thank you so much. I've been Brendon Town, and have a great night. Tip your bartenders.
Keep it going for Brendon Town, everybody. Woo. He's adorable. He looks like every guy I thought was really hot when I was 13. I like those Halloween socks.
They're Christmas.
Oh, why are they black and orange? What kind of Christmas are you having? The next comedian I'm going to bring up, you guys, he's a good friend of mine. I host a local comedy open mic every Tuesday at Chuck's that is very near and dear to my heart. And he was supposed to host it originally, but then he went to jail. So you guys give it up for Stephen Mays, everybody. Hazy Mays.
It's always the best intro. Any probation officers in here? Anything like that? All right, good. Thanks for the drink. I can't. So how are y'all doing tonight? I see a lot of y'all are drinking. I just want to say if you're driving, please be safe. You don't want to get a DUI, because I got a couple of them. That's why I went to jail. Fucking suck. Last one I got, though, was bullshit, because I knew I was too drunk to drive, so I let Jesus take the wheel. Yeah. But judging from the ditch I woke up in, he had a little more to drink than I did. Glad y'all found that funny. Cop didn't. Cop was like, oh, Jesus took the wheel. Where is he now, buddy? I was like, you haven't heard the word, bro? Jesus is everywhere. He's like, well, you can find him in the back of this cop car. If you've never been pulled over for a DUI, let me give you some do's and do nots. Mainly don'ts. When you get pulled over, the cop's going to come to the window and he's going to say something like, sir, do you know why I pulled you over? Don't do what I did and just go, and then stick your hands down your pants. Because then they pull you out of the car because they think you're looking for a weapon. Am I right? But after they pull you out of the car, they'll hit you with something like, sir, you smell like alcohol. Again, don't do what I did and go, better than weed. Because it's not, guys. Again, back of the cop car. I am on probation, and it's fucked up because my dick snitched on me during a piss test. So I went to jail for that, too. But what's even more messed up was they made us bunkmates, so I beat its ass every night. I was like, you didn't think I was going to see you again, motherfucker? Good time. But I recently broke up with a girl, guys, and I'll never forget this girl because she had the bumpiest nipples I've ever seen in my life. Every time I slept with her, it was like I was licking a Star Crunch. I really wish I could read Braille. It could have been a really interesting story. Maybe it was a secret formula to Coke, or maybe it was just a warning sign, like, this chick is out of her goddamn mind. Actually, she was Jewish, so it would have been the other way around. If I read her nipples like this, it would have just sounded like Yoda, just like, crazy this bitch is. She would have had the wisest nipples in all of the galaxy. But I didn't break up with her because of her nipples. I love Star Crunches. We just didn't have a lot of things in common. Like, she was really into the Cowboys and fucking other guys. Like, I didn't realize how big of a Cowboys fan she was until she did that. Turns out, just need a Romo jersey. And not even like a real one. It just actually needs to have the number 9 on it. I feel like y'all aren't a football crowd, so you're like, Romo, why is he talking about noodles now? Like, but I'm talking to a new girl now. And, sir, what's the dumbest question you've ever asked on a date? Man, how many have you asked? He had to sit and think about it. He had to take a deep breath. All right, well, this one time on Tuesday. Worst one I ever asked? What's the biggest guy you've ever been with? Without hesitation, 10 inches. Holy shit. I'm going to need to go get a hard hat with a light on top of it to go through that mine shaft he drilled out. Good Lord. Ugh. I hope he left like a breadcrumb trail to the G-spot or something, because there's no way I'm about to find it on my own. And there was nothing I could say to her to make her feel as bad as I felt, you know? I couldn't be like, well, my last girl was as tight as a 10-year-old. Because then you got to answer a lot of questions, guys. You got to tell people you moved into their neighborhood. You got to stay 1,000 yards away from playgrounds, which sucks, because where else am I supposed to get clean piss from a probation officer? All right, y'all, that's all the time I had. I hope y'all have a great night.
Keep it going one more time for Stephen Mays, you guys. Whew. You can see why he gets arrested so much. He's the best. I love him. The next comedian I'm going to bring up has been doing comedy since he was 16 years old. And he looks exactly the same. You all give it up for Mr. Chris Is Lame, everybody. You're so cute.
Wormhole, how you guys doing tonight? No, seriously, make some noise for yourself for being here tonight, guys. Give it up for yourselves one time. Let's have some fun tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna start off with some jokes. Seems like the best idea to go. I just got out of a relationship not too long ago, but I'm not too heartbroken about it though. You know what I mean? It was a mutual split between us. We both just mutually decided that we didn't want to speak to me anymore. So here I am. But I went on a date with this girl not too long ago, and we were talking on a date. You know, going back and forth, and she was just like, You know, sometimes I just wish we lived in the 50s. You know what I mean? Do you think times was just easier in the 50s? So basically what she was trying to tell me is she didn't date black people. But at the very least, she didn't wish we could vote. You guys know what I'm talking about? That joke's for the history buffs out there. And I realized romantically I'm nothing like in the movie The Notebook. More like a sticky note. That was just for me. I apologize, you guys. That's a fair reaction to that joke. I don't know. I've been using Tinder recently. You guys ever heard of this thing called Tinder? I've been using Tinder, and I've been trying to figure out which two ladies like more. You know, green apple or blue raspberry. Ma'am, what do you like more, green apple or blue raspberry? Green apple. Ma'am, what are you, green apple or blue raspberry? Green apple. Well, funny enough, about 100% of the ladies on Tinder did not respond. Just a nice stat for you guys at the wormhole. I don't know. This is stupid. I do comedy and stuff, and I realize for me, anyways, it's really hard to like hit on girls that know I do comedy, you know, because they always think I'm like joking with them, like or just being silly. And I hate to be frank about this, but who has ever joked about trying to fuck? Nobody's ever done that ever. Like, what does this lady expect to happen? Does me to be like, yeah, I can't wait to get this lady back into my room, because as soon as I do, I'm gonna pull out a flower and squirt her with water. I could go down to her and I start pulling handkerchief out the handkerchief like a goddamn magician. That's not how it works, ma'am. I'm sorry. Trying to get a date, come on. My name is Chris is Lame, and it's all right. I like the name. It suits me well. But I realize it doesn't really help the kind of career path I really want to have, you know? Like I do comedy. Like, you can't really have groupies with the name Chris is Lame. You know, like, what are girls going to say to me after the show? You know, like, oh, yeah, give me some of that lame dick. I'm like, ugh, I don't like how that sounds at all. That sounds like a disease you get in the 70s for not wearing enough baby powder. I don't like how that sounds at all. Don't worry, lame dick is not an actual disease. I don't actually have it. I think. I don't know. I haven't been to a doctor in a while. You guys ever heard of insurance? No. All right. I don't know. Let's see here. It's crazy. Sir, what's your name?
Sean.
Sean, you having a good day?
Decent enough.
All right, there we go. Crowd work done. All right. It's my new thing, seeing how people are doing. I'm not that black, ladies and gentlemen. Like, I'm not really, like, I don't really act black, per se. Like, I realize, like, I act really black around certain things. Like food, for example, I get really black around. A lot of you guys look confused. Let me explain. Like, I was hanging out with some of my white friends the other day. And my white friends were all like, hey, Chris, let's get something to eat. Because that's what white people sound like to me. So I hop in the car, and we go to the drive-thru at McDonald's. I'm sitting in the back seat. And while I'm sitting in the back seat, I look out the window, and I noticed that McDonald's had brought the McRib back. And then I had just lost my mind. I was like, oh, shit, McDonald's has got the McRib back. Oh, McDonald's has got the game fucked up, son. What is that? God damn. So I don't have any more white friends now. Pretty much how that story goes. That was a bad day. Yeah, I don't know. I'm different from a lot of people. No people, they got fears of like dying alone or dying and not doing something remarkable with their life, you know. Me, personally, I have fears of dying without being able to clear my internet history. Like, you know what I mean? I just think it'd be pretty hard to explain watchmyfatwifeeatcereal.edu. You know what I mean? I thought it was an educational website. I thought I was learning something. I realized the button on my keys to lock my door has two functions. The first time I press it, it locks the door. And the second time I press it, it lets everybody know, I don't really trust this neighborhood. You guys know what I'm talking about? People who live in Savannah, Georgia? No, just me? Okay, that's fair. I don't know. I met my dad for the first time the other day. All right, thank you, guy. He's supposed to fucking support me. You guys, let's act like this is a Lifetime movie. You guys, I met my father for the first time the other day. Thank you. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It was on OkCupid. He had an 85 enemy percentage. I don't think it's gonna work out between us at all. No, that's a joke. I actually have a real dad, and and I like to give my dad shit all the time. My dad was old, all right? My dad was born where there was only 48 states in America, if you guys can believe. 48 states. So I had to give him shit for it all the time. I'm like, haha, Dad, you're real old. And he's like, hey, son, you're a real disappointment. Jokes on you. Guess who's opening up this show tonight? Am I right, y'all? Give it up for yourselves for being here. And my dad is nowhere to be seen in this audience. All right, I'll end on this little tidbit. So the other day, I reached a new low point in my life. The other day, I got really drunk one night, and I drove to a Checkers. That's not the low point yet. I got really drunk one night, and I drove to a Checkers, and I proceeded to pass out. Now, Sean, I don't know if you know this, but Checkers has a strict no sleeping policy there. And I also don't know if you guys know this, but one of the most horrifying ways to be woken up from your sleep is to a grown man just banging on your car window, just being like, hey man, you at Checkers? I woke up screaming, I didn't know what to do. I was just like, ah! And I drove away. And then when I was driving away, I realized, like, oh shit, I didn't even get anything. So I had to drive my car all the way back around the drive-thru. And as soon as I got back into the drive-thru, I passed out again, probably because I have a problem. But I didn't realize, though, the second worst way to be woken up from your sleep is still that same man just banging on your car window, just being like, hey, man, I really think you need to get your life together, dog. You know there's a McDonald's up the street. You know they got a McRib back, right? You guys have been great. Get home safe tonight. Have a great night.
One more time for Chris is lame, everybody. Isn't he adorable? He's so cute, right? Love him. The next comedian I'm going to bring up for y'all, he's been performing here for a little while, and we love him a lot, and he's getting ready to move to Chicago. This is going to be his last show here. So y'all give it up for Mr. Zach Albers, everybody. He's got a very impressive beard.
Let's give it up for your first few comedians. Those guys were super cute. I guess everyone saw what happened in Tulsa the other day. I hope that bitch spends the rest of her life in prison. And I'm not talking about Orange is the New Black prison, where the warden actually cares about you. I'm talking about a man's prison. Shawshank. And anytime something like this happens, there's always some bumbling jackass just like, you know, black people kill each other all the time, so why can't we do it? For those of you who didn't know who I was when you walked in here, you sure as shit know now. But I got a theory on black crime. Anytime I see black on black crime, it fucking inspires me. And I'll tell you what I mean. When I was about 22, 23 years old, I saw Bill Burr's comedy special, Let It Go. And I decided then that I wanted to be a stand-up comedian. So anytime I see black on black crime, I assume some kid 10 years ago saw the movie American Gangster and decided then that he wanted to be Frank Lucas. So black on black crime, that's just a kid chasing a dream. And the ones who get murdered at 18 are fucking hack gangsters. They didn't have the chops. And I don't mind relating being a comedian to being a gangster. Because after the murder I'm about to commit on this audience, I could do some serious time. I want you guys to keep in mind that on this next joke, I did absolutely zero investigation. But I think by the end of it, most of you are going to say to yourselves, fuck, I think Zach's right. We have all been told that the Taliban and ISIS are two separate groups of people. I am here to tell you they are not. They are the exact same people. But I feel like the name Taliban went through the White House marketing department. Some of you know where this is going. I feel like that name went through the White House marketing department and some guy just stood up and said, what are we gonna do about the name? They're like, what's wrong with the name? They're just like, Taliban? Taliban? That just sounds way too Middle Eastern. How are we gonna scare these people into thinking that terrorists can be right outside their front door when the name sounds so Middle Eastern? And they're like, well, what do you suggest, sir? He's like, what about ISIS? Sounds like an 8-year-old black girl who's good at tennis. That's gonna scare the fuck out of white people. And I think that's what we're gonna do from now on. We're just gonna turn every one of our adversaries into comic book villains. I guarantee the next 5 presidents of Russia are all gonna have an eye patch. And speaking of eye patch, I don't wanna make this weird, but this was my planned set. A couple weeks ago, she was at one of my shows. And midway through my first joke, I noticed her, and I stopped everything. And I said, hold on, you've got an eye patch on. What the fuck happened to you? And she was not too thrilled. And she said, apparently, sir, you don't watch the news. Last weekend, I got stabbed in the face. And I felt kind of bad. Like I never would have brought it up if I had known that this poor girl had gotten stabbed in the face. And I wanted to apologize, but then I thought, apologize? That doesn't sound very funny. So I did what any comedian as great as I am would do. And I said, well, at least that eye patch takes the focus off your outfit. Fucking nailed it. Absolutely fucking nailed it. And am I going to hell? No, because that place doesn't exist, you bunch of children. I know you wish that culprit was here to stab me in the face right now. And I'd probably deserve it. We'll close out on a lighter note. Guys, I'm not really happy with myself right now. We'll close out on a lighter note. I saw a pretty funny YouTube clip earlier this week. It was a guy. He's eating at a restaurant, and the restaurant was connected to a pond. And I guess the guy got a little too drunk, and he's just like, he wanted to jump into the pond. And he walks outside, and you see this big sign, big red letters. Do not go into the pond. There is an alligator that lives right there. And the guy just starts stripping down all his clothes, and you can hear these people from the balcony just yelling, "Sir, do not go in there. There is an alligator right there." Guy yells back, "Man, fuck that gator." You hear the splash of the water. Not 10 seconds later, "Help! The gator's got me!" And I feel like I have the same exact relationship with alcohol. I'll get home on a Thursday night. I know I have to be to work on Friday. But I'm just like, man, fuck it. I'll have a couple. 5 hours later, I'm eating cold pizza just like, help! I gotta be up at 5! And this was my last night in Savannah, so thank you very much, guys. Appreciate you.
One more time for Zach, everybody. We're gonna miss him. He's a funny dude. It's an impressive beard, right? Very impressive. This next comedian I'm gonna bring up for you guys has been doing comedy in Savannah for a few years, but he recently moved to Atlanta. And he put this show together, you guys. He's the reason we're all here. You guys give it up for Mr. Derek Marshall, everyone. Also impressive.
How's it going, Wormhole? All right, you guys can make some noise. How's it going, Wormhole? Already got that dude. He's on my team. Good job. Do a few jokes to get off stage. Always like to test my audience with a joke. Always like to test my audience with a joke just to see how cool you guys are. You ready? Yeah. Joke 1. So I don't like to go Father's Day. I don't like Father's Day anymore. I think it's a trash holiday. Like with Father's Day, what are we really celebrating? A weak pullout game? Facts, I know. And, like, I just don't like it because it's too easy to be a father. Like, it's so easy to be a father, we still call it accidentally getting someone pregnant. And it's the only accident where you can be like, all we did was have sex without a condom for a year and a half. How could this have happened? A few people in here have knocked up their girlfriends prematurely. That's cool. Second joke. I don't like to go Black Friday shopping because the scariest thing happened to me last Black Friday. I'm standing in line, a guy leans forward to me, he's like, "What are you in line to buy?" I'm like, "I don't know, a TV." Me being courteous, I lean back to him, "What are you in line to buy, man?" He's like, "Oh, I don't have any money, I'm just here to fight niggas." Yeah, that's it. No more Black Friday for me, y'all. Boy, I got Amazon Prime the next day. Scariest part about that story, small Asian man. So, like, I know a lot of ladies who, like, they don't like sexting, and I don't get it. Like, ladies, you know your target audience. How many ladies in here have ever sent a naked picture and just got back ill, gross? I'll wait. Any of you ladies? Meanwhile, fellas, that's the most stressful 10 minutes of your day. Deciding what type of Instagram filter to put on your dick. Oh, yeah. You're sitting there in your room like, all right. Maybe I wanted to think it's real sunny in my room. Maybe I go black and white like my dick's a detective from the 40s. But we all do the exact same thing. Put that dog filter on it. That's a cute ass dick. You can't tell me that's not a cute ass dick. Yeah, girl, you get the full 10 seconds, you know. But I'm not a fan of sending naked pictures. So whenever I send one naked picture, I send 3 naked pictures. And I shoot them like a horror movie. First dick pic, can't even see the dick all the way in the background, right? Where is it? The second one, it's a little bit closer, but it's behind something like a coffee mug. You're right, how did it get in the house? The third picture is right in the camera. Boom, make sure you go check it out, 2016. Nightmare Before Dickmas, or whatever that joke was supposed to end on. So I don't like to judge people, but if you still have a flip phone in 2016, we both know your life didn't turn out how we wanted it to. All I'm saying is, if someone pulls out a flip phone at lunch, you know y'all aren't getting separate checks. He's like, yeah, man, I got you. I'm gonna put it in my calendar. Oh, damn. Speaking of which, I used to be broke. I recently got a smartphone. And the only reason I did it was because I was out one night and tried to get a girl to put her number in my phone. And because it was too much work, she just didn't do it. Anybody in here been cock blocked by T9? Oh, your name's Anastasia? Yeah, just hit that 2 and that 7 46 times, girl. At the top of those contacts. So, I know, it's hard to tell what type of black, dude I am. And, I have a weird time. People try to connect with me in a weird way. I was hanging out with a white lady recently. She came over to the house. And I was like, let's watch something. And the first thing she said out of her mouth was, oh, my God, Martin's my favorite show. Hell no. You come back to me when you've seen Game of Thrones, girl. It's nice, but I'm not going to hold you guys up too much. I'm going to do one more joke. And this is one of my favorite jokes. It's a dumb joke. Can I tell you 2 stupid boat jokes? 2 stupid boat jokes. First boat joke. So I was on a dinner cruise recently, and there was security leading upstairs, and it was a sign that said, please do not pass, private party. You know what happened? I walked right by it. It was very shitty security. I don't think anything's good security if it can be beaten by dyslexia. Second boat joke. So I saw a guy try to pull a dine and dash on a dinner cruise. But he didn't wait the 30 minutes after he ate and drowned. That was my time, guys. Thank you.
Keep it going for Derek Marshall, everybody. He adorable. I was wondering why that one-eyed dog pic you sent me was so weird, man. That was a skinny-ass fucking Dotson. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Before I bring your Atlanta boys up, I have one more local. He's out of Hilton Head. He's a good friend of mine. Y'all give it up for Mr. DJ Delgado. DJ.
Wormhole, let me hear you one time. God damn, that was impressive. Good job, guys. Now, before we get into this, I just want to ask a quick question. It's going to seem like a silly question, guys, but I need you to treat this with the severity it deserves. It's very important. You find out a lot about a person, okay? And I'm going to ask you first, sir. How many 8-year-olds do you think you could take in a fight? I'm going to set the scene for you. It's just you and then waves of these little motherfuckers trying to get at you. How many do you think you can take?
I could push back about 4.
Four. Understand, these are not battle-tested 8-year-olds, sir. You could jab them in the throat. They're not ready for that shit. That's way too low. I'm thinking, how many you got, sir? 25. Okay, now we're getting to like a 3rd grade class number. I feel like you're taking it a little bit more seriously. I appreciate that. What's your game plan? What are you gonna do when 80-pound kids just start jumping up on your back, getting all over you? What's your plan then? Squash them? Okay. We got the Incredible Hulk in the audience, guys. Me personally, I think a very important thing that you have to do is after you, first couple 10, you just kick them straight in the face. That's easy. You all knew that. But after that, you got to take one of those 8-year-olds you knocked out, pick it up, use it to hit the other 8-year-olds. It's going to regain range and allow you to do this fight for a lot longer. You guys have to understand, fighting children is a marathon, not a sprint. You learn a lot about yourselves doing comedy, guys. I learned I probably shouldn't babysit anymore. I was around an 8-year-old for 2 minutes, tried to give him a high five. He snubbed me. I wrote that whole fucking thing. And I had a terrible situation in my apartment the other day. My doorbell rang, and I went to my door, and I looked through the peephole, and there was nothing there. So I opened up the door, and in front of me was a baby with a basket with a note on it that said, "I can't take care of this child. Hopefully you can." And in 1 second, I went from being stoned to being a father. Which I don't know anything about how to raise a kid. I barely take care of myself most days. And I was just so messed up in the head, I didn't know what to think until finally I remembered I live in a duplex. So I just slid it to the right and went back to sleep. And if you guys are wondering, Ray Ray's doing awesome. I hate the phrase, "you can't turn a hoe into a housewife." Because that makes it seem like I don't know how to spell. And I bet pimps would make incredible tennis players. Because they have a great backhand. And pimps don't give no love. That's right, pimp tennis jokes, guys. I'm real versatile up here. All over the board. And I bet that if civil rights leaders looked at the world today, they would be horrified and just so pissed off about just how little we use water fountains. I watched a kid put his entire mouth on one when I was 6. I was like, fuck that. That's disgusting. Doing this, I travel a lot, and traveling recently, I drove by this tree the other day that had 3 separate roadside memorials on it, like 3 separate crosses. I'm going to give that to you guys again. I drove by a serial killer tree the other day. Which I text and drive a lot. So if that was to ever happen to me, do not put up a roadside memorial on that tree. Don't give the tree a teardrop tattoo to let other drivers know it doesn't fuck around. You're telling me that if someone came in my house and shot me, you would not rest until justice was served. But you're gonna let this bitch-ass sycamore take me out? If anything, cut that tree down, make my coffin out of that tree. Let us go out together. Worst part about the whole thing, one of those memorials was actually done out of blue ribbon, so it made it look like the tree got first place in killing a guy. That was a lot of tree homicide jokes you guys just went through there. I appreciate that. I have a tendency to date girls from a certain category, and that category is batshit crazy. And I know that's a thing that every guy says, but like it's legit for me because like the last girl I dated was into autoerotic asphyxiation, which if you don't know what autoerotic asphyxiation means, that means that she had to be choked every single time we were in the car together. And this one girl, we were dating for about 3 weeks, and she looked at me, we were laying in bed, and she looked at me and she said, DJ, more than anything else in the world, I want to be a mom. I want to have kids so bad. After 3 weeks, which I'm not an expert, but I'm pretty sure they'd refer to that as a red flag. But her biggest selling point and all was, like if you and I have kids, our kids would be so cute. And I was like, all right, it's going to have half of my genetics, half of your genetics. So at very best, that baby's going to come out half crazy whore. The whore part was me, guys, don't worry. But after that, we ended up having sex without a condom. I ended up having so many pregnancy scares with this girl that I was just constantly on edge. It got so bad to the point where one day I came home from work, I gave her a kiss, and she looked at me and she said, DJ, I'm late. And I just snapped. I fucking lost it. I was like, what do you mean you're late? I told you 2 weeks ago to take your pill on Wednesday. I knew you didn't. I knew you were trying to trap me in this bullshit fucking relationship so we'd end up going on Maury and all that shit. But guess what, bitch? I'm gonna laugh when I find out I'm not the father. And that's when she said to me, DJ, I'm late for work. So we broke up. Thank you guys so much. I'm DJ Delgado.
Woo! One more time for DJ, everybody. Woo. Are y'all still with me? Are y'all having a good time? Yeah, you are. You're damn right, y'all. I'm going to bring up your feature comic. This is not his first time here. He's out of Atlanta. He's hilarious. Y'all give it up for Mr. David Perdue, everyone. Yes.
Y'all keep it going for everybody as you saw already. All right, keep it going for yourselves for coming out here on the day, whatever the day is. I don't know days. I'm just supposed to be funny. I don't need to know days. Give it up for yourselves for just, being alive and shit. Why don't you care about it? You didn't clap. You don't care about being alive? Oof, we got to talk. She said whatever. How hard was your day? Whatever? What's going on? What happened today? It's a shitty. All right, now I gotta know what's been going on. Is this his fault? Okay, good start. Now what's going on? Shitty ex. Lost my job. Okay. Got in a car accident. Yeah. You know what that means? It's time to start comedy. Get into it. That's how we all start. Some shit happens, it doesn't go well, and then we're like, I think strangers wouldn't know about this, and then we just start talking about it. So I got here, I lost everything. And then I was like, you know what? Someone needs to know about this. Someone needs to know about this. All right, I like this, man. I like this crowd. It's like a nice section over here. I didn't even know there's many people over here. Thank you guys for staying. I didn't know you were here. I was over there minding my business. This is a very long room. I didn't have any idea people were over there. I saw a little dog over there. That's cool. I've never performed in front of a dog. That's a new thing. That's a new thing for me. That's a lot of pressure. I don't even know how he would know if I'm funny. You know what I mean? Does he bark if I'm funny? Will he bark if I'm funny? No? All right, we'll work it out. If he barks if I'm, because everybody's been funny and then he hasn't barked. So if he barks, does that mean I'm not funny? Okay. Well, I don't have to talk to him anymore. He doesn't know my struggle. He doesn't need me. Y'all are good people. You guys look like you have front and backyards. Is that what's happening here? Is that what we're working with? Yeah? All right, front and backyard crew. You guys look like you know people that recycle regularly. Is that? Yeah? You guys like you have goals and shit. How about if you have goals? You had goals? No? Nobody had goals? Yeah? All right. You had like New Year's resolutions? Clap it up if you had a New Year's resolution. You just didn't want to be? Yeah, what was your resolution? Go to the gym. How did that working out? I don't go to the gym. Then why are you clapping? Shut the fuck up. Don't do that. You should be silent right now. You're like, I had one, but I don't have it anymore. You're just like, I once dreamed about something. Don't. You set yourself up for that. Nobody else had a goal or a dream? Nobody? All right. My type of people. Just out here being shitty. Just a bunch of crowd full of ain't shit people. I like that. This is where we belong. Our lives ain't shit. This is where we're supposed to be. I'll be honest, I didn't have a New Year's resolution this year, and that is because I achieved all of my goals last year. Give it up for me. I did it. I got nothing new to do. Some of you didn't clap. Some of you were confused. Like, dude, you're too young to have done everything. What's going on? I'll share. When I started comedy, I had one goal, and that goal was to be more loved than Bill Cosby. And, man, was last year a good year for me? I'm sitting there minding my damn business. I'm watching the TV. I was like, oh, I might get this shit. I never even thought it was possible, you know? I thought I had to make at least 2 TV shows before that happened. I just had to show up to shitty open mics, and it happened. It just fell in my lap. It's like Bill Cosby threw me an alley-oop, and I caught it and dunked it. I don't know what to do with myself is what I'm saying. I'm just out here for shits and giggles. I don't know what to do with myself. I like Savannah, man. I'm from Georgia. I am. Yeah. Okay. Everybody else from Georgia, too? All right. You're not from, okay. Back there. Where are you from? And then I met you earlier. Where are you from? Savannah? Why didn't you clap when I said Georgia? Savannah's in Georgia. Do I have to be a comedian and a geography teacher to you people? Come on. No, I'm just playing. I'm originally from Jonesboro, Georgia. Anybody familiar with Jonesboro, Georgia? Whoa, are you really? Don't tell people. Now, the only reason I talk about it because I'm a comedian. I have to talk about terrible things. That's the only reason why I talk about it. Yeah, I'm originally from Jonesboro, Georgia. Jonesboro is known for 2 things. The main road in Jonesboro is called Terra. Does anybody know the significance of Terra? Gone with the wind, Terra. Okay. I love how somebody was like, yeah, Terra Boulevard. Somebody was like, Gone with the Wind, which is the correct answer. But you were like, the street that it is. Terra Boulevard. Like, yeah, so it's, Gone with the Wind. That's one of the things Jonesboro's known for. Anybody know, Jonesboro's known for 2 things. Anybody know the other thing Jonesboro's known for? Murders. Murders very close. It's meth. I would go meth. Murders is a very close second, I feel like. Very close second. I don't know. I don't like it. I would call Jonesboro a transitional city. You guys know about transitional cities? All right, let me not confuse you. It's not the good transition, right? You guys know about the good transition? Okay, let me explain. The good transition is like, I don't know, like you chilling with your homeboys and shit outside, and then like all of a sudden you see like a white lady jogging. You're like, where the hell we get a white lady from? There's a brand new white lady in the neighborhood. Have you ever seen her before? I've never seen her before. It's just a brand new white lady jogging with matching Nike outfits. You know what I mean? She ain't got no stick to fight off dogs. She's just out there by herself. Brave white lady out here. You know what I mean? That's the good transition. Another idea of the good transition is like you chilling outside with your homeboys and shit, and then like all of a sudden you see somebody riding a bike, but they got a bicycle helmet. You're like, where the fuck you get a helmet from? I've never seen a helmet before in my life. You know you're for real. You're in a good neighborhood when people ride around in helmets. It's protecting all that knowledge and shit. That's what's up. If you're in a shitty situation, you're like, I don't give a fuck if I hit my head. Maybe things will get better. Like no one cares. I didn't see my first helmet until I was 19 years old, and it was my homeboy Rio. He just found a baseball helmet somewhere and started riding his bike with the baseball helmet. And I was like, hey, I don't think that helmet goes with that bike, man. I don't think that's how that works. So in Jonesboro, it's a bad transition. There used to be a Publix grocery store in Jonesboro. You guys have Publix? Yeah. Okay. I love Publix. Publix is great. You walk into Publix, people know where things are. That's a bonus. You walk into Publix, your feet don't stick to the ground. Love everything. You know what I mean? There's good people in there. Publix is where great people go to work at grocery. Like, Publix is so cool. What they say is, look, if you don't get your sub sandwiches and chicken wings by 10 p.m., you take that ratchet shit to Kroger where you belong. You know what I mean? They're like, we're good, salty earth people here. We don't got time for that shit. Yeah. I hate Kroger, man. Kroger's the worst place ever. In Atlanta, there's a Kroger in Atlanta where they call Murder Kroger. And I hate it because, here's the thing. It's in what I would call a very nice part of town. And I'm like, to be fair, like, they found the body there. We don't know if someone was murdered there. Like, that's very presumptuous. Like, that body just happened to be there. You should call it found dead body Kroger. Don't call it murder Kroger. Like, relax, you know? Yeah. Your Kroger is not a problem Kroger until you got, like, a dude in the parking lot trying to sell you 5 for $20 bootleg DVDs with the flip-down screen DVD to show you the quality of the product. Until that dude is just walking around your Kroger, I need you to respect your Kroger and not call it murder Kroger. Like, that Kroger was the nicest Kroger I ever been into. That was the first Kroger I saw the self-checkout. I was like, oh, they classy as shit in this Kroger. This is all right. So my feet don't even stick to the ground in this Kroger. You know what I mean? I hate Kroger, though. I do. I hate Kroger. I hate Kroger's hiring practices. I feel like they hire the wrong people. I don't like who Kroger hired. Like, I don't like who they hire at all. I feel like they only hire old black ladies, and I don't like them. I don't like old black. Let me be fair. I don't like old. I do like old black ladies. My grandma's an old black lady. Old black ladies send me $20 in the mail on my birthday. Old black ladies cook good ass peach cobbler. You know what I mean? Old black ladies are my favorite. I don't like old black ladies named Miss Joyce who work at the Kroger on Terra Boulevard. I don't like them at all. They're not good people. One time I went to this Kroger and I was minding my business just trying to get some basic Kroger shit. And I walked in and Miss Joyce just goes, hey, my name is Miss Joyce. And I was like, I didn't ask you any of that shit. I just came here for some basic Kroger shit, right? And then I was like, oh, hey, Miss Joyce. And she just goes, look here. Somebody that knocked them Hawaiian punches off on aisle 3. I need you to go over there and pick up the Hawaiian punches off the shelf. I was like, you talking to me? She was like, don't sass me now. And I was like, yes, ma'am. And I just did it. I'm on aisle 3. I'm picking up Hawaiian punches. Like, who the fuck is knocking over Hawaiian punches? Like, who hates Hawaiian punches? I'm picking them up and putting them down. She didn't even tip me. Like, that's why I'm afraid to go to Kroger. I'm like, am I going to have to go to work before I can buy my eggs and milk and shit? Because you can't backtalk Miss Joyce. You can't backtalk an old black lady. You ever tried to backtalk an old black lady? You can't. They all know your grandma, and they'll snitch on you, and then you won't get $20 in the mail on your birthday anymore. So you just do whatever they say. Yeah. So anyway, there's no longer a Publix grocery store in my neighborhood anymore. There's no longer a Publix. Does anybody want to guess what has replaced the Publix in my neighborhood? Save a Lot. Very close. Anybody else? Who said who? Family Dollar? Not quite. Food Lion? Close. Dollar General. Who else? Who? Red and White? I don't know. We don't have those. Anybody else real quick? Ingles? All right, you're getting close. Actually, the correct answer is a beauty supply store. Yeah. We was like, fuck fruits and vegetables. We need that shit. We need weave. Community needs more weave. That Indian Remy. That's what we need. I hate it. No, don't cheer that on. Why do we need that? We went from a good ass Publix where your feet don't stick to the ground. You're the problem with the community. You asked for it, did you ask for the beauty supply store? What the hell do we need there? What was wrong with Kmart? Everything was wrong with Kmart. Why did you cheer that on? I don't like you at all. I thought I would like you. I don't like you at all. You ruined my neighborhood. I don't even know you. I feel like you're the only one responsible for my neighborhood, and I don't appreciate you. I hope you don't talk to me anymore. No. I'm just playing. You're a very nice person. I'm just playing. Are you from there, though? Yeah. Are you really? So you know it ain't shit. Why would you cheer that on? If our own people is rooting against us. This is why we can't get nowhere, man. Shit. There's a cool barbershop in my neighborhood. I go to the barbershop. Anybody here go to a black barbershop? The black people, yeah, okay. That's what I thought. Obviously. If you the cool ass white dude that goes in the black barbershop, man, you know you the shit. You the shit. You a white dude to walk in the barbershop, man, shit. All right, I don't even have to explain. You know, do you go to a black barbershop? No? All right. If you ever, listen, I'm talking to my man in Yankee. If you ever pull that off, bro, you're going to be the fucking man. Like, no one's going to be, and you know, you're going to be the fucking man. Like, you're going to be able to pull black chicks real easy, you know what I mean? Because there's a certain confidence that comes with that. You're able to walk into a black barbershop, and you're going to take those stares, and people are like, who the fuck is this? And you just, and you come in there and hit them like, yo, hit me with the Timberlake. And they be like, oh, shit. What do you know about the Timberlake? That's when you know white dudes are serious about their craft when they ask for the Timberlake. When they go buzz cut and shit like that. It happens. The Jonas Brothers, Timberlake, they all do. When they cut their hair, they know what's up. It's game time. Anyway, I go to a black barbershop. I don't like going to the barbershop, honestly. I don't like any barbershop. Black, white, doesn't matter. I don't like barbershops. They're very hypersexual, like hyper-masculine environments. You know what I mean? Like, it's no place you want to take anybody that you care about, especially like a woman, because you're always going to hear some shit. You know what I mean? Like, one time my barber was cutting my hair, and a very pregnant lady was, like, walking by the outside of the barbershop, and my barber stops cutting my hair to yell, "Goddamn, I can't wait till she gets unpregnant so I can tap that." What? Unpregnant is what he said. He's just making up words with sharp objects near my head. Like, I don't appreciate that at all. Unpregnant. That was so weird. One time my barber posed a weird question to the entire barbershop, though. He just goes, yo, real quick, question. Would you rather your son be gay or on crack? I was like, "Ooh, please pick me. This will be the easiest pop quiz I'll ever take." He didn't pick me first. He picked the dude in the chair over here. That dude was like, "Shit, give my son crack." I was like, "Oh, no." Oh, no. Oh, man, that was an open book quiz, dude. You failed. What are you doing? Then he picked the other dude over here. He was like, "What do you say?" And that dude was like, "Hell yeah, give my son crack." And I'm gonna be honest, guys. They both said it with such confidence that, like, for a split second, I thought crack had gotten better. Like, I'm sitting there like, damn, good for crack. That's crazy. I was like, the 80s was real rough for crack, but I guess crack got his act together. Like, I'm so confused. I'm like Googling. I'm thinking, like, is crack a superfood now? Like, what happened? What happened to crack? Then I Googled, is crack a superfood? And Google's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? No, it's not. It's still ravishing communities to this day. Like, you know, Google's very detailed. So finally, like, somebody needed to be an adult about the situation. I was like, please pick me. I mean, like, I will be an adult about this. I want to be the change that I want to see. They're like, Dave, what do you want to say about it? And I was like, seriously, people? We're going to do gay or on crack? Like, have y'all taken a gander at either one of those communities? I don't know if you have, but the gay community, they typically have both front and backyards they're working with. They drive cars to work. They do that. And they adopt little Asian babies and put them in real nice clothes. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen TV. I know how gay works. They're very fashionable little babies. I know about this. All of which things people on crack don't do because they are too busy doing crack. It's a very time-consuming habit, so I've heard, right? So I was like, obviously, gentlemen, I'd rather my son be gay, you know? But I also said this. I said, look, I get it. If my son were to do crack, I don't know, he might then try to suck a dick for that crack. That's what I've heard. I haven't done the research personally. This is a thing I heard. But I said this. I said, gentlemen, I stand before you as an artist, and if my son is going to suck a dick, I want to suck that dick because he loves that dick and not because of the poison. That's what I said. No, don't clap for me. You weren't there. You weren't there. Here's what happened. See, you ever thought you would change hearts and minds? Like, you thought here's what I thought. I thought I would say that, and they would be like, damn, you right, we fucked up. Like, I thought, you know what I mean? Like, I thought I would change. That's not what happened at all. Here's what happened. My barber stops what he's doing and looks at me, and he just goes, hey, dog, what the fuck is a gander? And I was like, oh, shit, okay. We gotta start from the, you said unpregnant earlier. I can't even change hearts until I change minds, you stupid. It's minds then hearts, because if you're dumb, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work at all. I do like my haircut though. My homeboy said something very weird to me about my haircut recently, and to give you an idea about like how weird this homeboy is, I told him one time, I was performing in a very like white part of town, and then he just goes, hey dog, like, how you perform in front of like a lot of white people, huh? And I was like, I don't know, man, sometimes, like I don't set it up that way. And he was like, yo, how do you make white people laugh? I get some kind of code that I crack every time I go on stage. So I told him the truth. I was like, man, let me be honest, it's real easy for me to get white people to laugh. What I like to do is before I go on stage, is just tickle each and every one of them. And I was like, it works every time. He was like, word? And I was like, you stupid! You can't be my friend anymore! I gotta hang around new people. I hang around a bunch of stupid people, man. It's crazy. So this one time, this homeboy said this to me about my haircut. This is very weird. My homeboy goes this. He goes, "Hey, dog." He's like, "I like your haircut, but like, aren't you afraid to have that type of haircut? Like, aren't you afraid of a haircut like that?" And I was like, I didn't even know people were afraid of haircuts. Like, that's a brand new thing you're introducing to me. He was like, no, I'm saying, like, aren't you afraid that with that cool ass haircut that like white people are gonna pet you? That is weird. That's very weird. But I see a couple black people in the audience like, I get it. Right? See, I saw you, cause I get it. Like I have a lot of women friends, African American women friends who have these horror stories of their like white coworkers like playing in their hair and shit. See, she's like, speak to it, brother. Like you feel me, right? So I get where you're coming from. So I'm here to say this tonight. If any of you kind white people want to pet me after the show, go for it. Yeah, do it. I know what I look like. I'm very adorable. Like I understand. Also, I put coconut oil in my hair. I smell like a birthday cake. Like I get the desire to want to do that. Also, I tell you to pet me because what I've learned in my time on this earth is that white people will protect shit that they can pet. So, man, I'm just trying to be safe. You know what I'm saying? I don't know this area. I gotta get home. I'm too cute for anybody to be mad at me. I gotta make it. All right, I'm gonna end. I love you guys. I'm gonna say that. I'll say it with no bone. I love this crowd. You guys are great. I will already say this about you. I already like all of you more than my family. I do. No, don't all my family. You don't know them. You don't know them. They ain't shit. I don't like them. Like you, I love them, but I don't like them. You know what I mean? I don't like them, man. My granddad is old and weird. He's 92. He's old and he's that old where like you gotta watch him in public. You know what I mean? Cause he know ain't nobody gonna do shit to him cause he's old. Like my granddad called me the other day and I was like, "Granddad, what you up to?" And he was like, "Shit, you know me, it's Tuesday, baby." And I was like, "What does Tuesday even mean?" I was like, "What you doing on Tuesday?" He said, "Shit, you know me. I was up at the Walmart." Like it's one. He said, "The Walmart." I was like, "What you doing at the Walmart?" He was like, "Shit, looking at the big-legged girls." The big-legged girls. This is what he said. I was like, you can't be in public by yourself anymore. Just creeping out big-legged girl. Oh, now you got me saying it, big-legged girl. He's weird. I don't know. I don't like my granddad. One time I walked in the house just to see him. He's 92. And the first thing he said to me, he said, "Boy, I see it in your eyes. You got that dry dick." I said, "Can I sit down first?" He said, "No. I see it in your eyes. Got that dry dick, boy. If you don't use it, you lose it." And I was like, I don't appreciate you talking about my dick. You ain't doing shit with your old dick, old man. Like I just. Granddad one time called me. He told me he was butt naked in his backyard, and I was like, "Granddad, what the fuck you doing butt naked in your backyard?" And he was like, "Shit, I'm letting the sun hit my worm." That's what he said. I said, "What now?" He said, "You gotta let the sun hit your worm so it get rejuvenated." I said, "You can't even spell that shit. Don't talk about that. You don't even know what that is. Stay covered up. Don't nobody want to see that old wrinkly ass." My granddad is my best friend. I love that dude. I talk to him every day. I just took him to the doctor's office recently. And I took him to the doctor's office. He's in perfect health. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he should be dead, but he won't die. You know what I mean? You anybody got those family members? Like, he's 92. He's drunk all the moonshine he could ever have to drink. He had strong opinions back in the 40s and 50s as a black man, which is like, I don't even know how he made it. And, you know what I mean? Like, all of these things. And I took him to the doctor. The doctor said he's in perfect health. On the way back from the doctor's office, we're driving through a nice part of town, and I noticed that one of the houses is a friend of mine's house, right? And I go, "Hey, Granddad, I've been in that house. It's a nice house." And my granddad looks at the house, and he's like looking around. He was like, you know this is like a white area, right?" And I was like, "Man, ain't no more signs. No, it's not just a white area." And then he goes, "You've been in white people's houses?" I was like, "Yeah, man, this is my friend's house. I've been in there." He was like, "What are you doing in white people's houses?" And I was like, "I don't know, eating, hanging out and shit." He was like, "You've been eating in white people's houses?" I was like, yeah, I'm eating in white people's houses. And then like, he could not believe it. And like, I remember him looking away in the window, and then he like turns back and looks at me. He just goes, "Well, shit, you doing all right, ain't you?" Like he was just, like I achieved something. He was just happy. He got home, he called all his friends. He was like, "Look, I told you my grandson's been on TV. Fuck that. He is in white people's houses. Yes, he's made it." And I was just like, that's not even a sign of making it at all, Grand. That's weird. I thought it was weird. I called my mom. I was like, "Granny ain't talking about being in white people's houses." It's crazy. And my mom was like, "You've been in white people's houses?" And I was like, "Yeah." I asked my dad. He was like, "I ain't never been in white people's houses." And that's when I realized apparently I am second generation in my family to go to college, but first generation to go into white people's houses. So whatever the fuck that means, people are proud of me now. This is weird. All right, end on this. This is why I don't like my family the most. One time I was performing a show, and I was minding my business outside the show, trying to get my mind right and shit. And this dude comes up next to me in his hoodie, and he has his hands in his pocket, right? And he comes up real close to me. He just goes, "Hey, dog, you good? You straight? You need anything?" When you hear that, what do you think? Thank you for saying drugs very quickly. I like the way you think. Sometimes I say that, and people are like, "I have no idea what that could mean." Like I'm some kind of comedy cop or some shit, right? Drugs, right? I look up, it's my cousin trying to sell me weed out in front of a show I'm at. Yeah, my own cousin. And I'm like, "Marco Deshaun Reed, what the hell are you doing trying to sell me weed right now, man?" He was like, "Oh, shit, my bad, cuz. I didn't even recognize you." I'm like, "Marco Deshaun Reed, we are 3 blocks from my granddaddy's house, Marco Deshaun Reed. Marco Deshaun Reed, you got 3 kids at home you need to be taking care of, Marco Deshaun Reed. Marco Deshaun Reed, you just got out of prison for this bullshit. You're not good at it, Marco Deshaun Reed. You gonna get caught again, Marco Deshaun Reed. Get your life together, Marco Deshaun Reed. I used to look up to you, Marco Deshaun Reed. You ain't shit, Marco Deshaun Reed." Some of y'all are very confused, like, why is he saying his whole name and his joke so much? I'll tell you. Back in 2006, Marco Deshaun Reed was pulled over by Fulton County Police with a whole bunch of cocaine in his possession. And when the police asked him what his name was, he told them David Joseph Perdue. And that is my name. So I don't give a fuck if y'all know who Marco Deshaun Reed is. Yeah, matter of fact, I hope y'all all find him on Facebook and tell him I'm out here talking that shit about him. I don't like him. You know how terrible that is? That, like, in his point in time of crisis, they were like, "I need a name from you, sir." He said, "Oh, do I got a name for you? David Joseph Perdue. What's up?" Like, he just had my name ready to go. Worst part about that is, like, in that point in time, he had my first, middle, and last name ready. But, like, when I was right in front of him, he didn't even recognize my face. Ain't that shit? That's the worst. Anyway, guys, that is my time. My name is David Perdue. Your headliner is amazing. Thank you so much.
One more time for David Joseph Perdue, everybody. That was good. My dog thought you were hilarious. He really loved you. You guys give the audience some time to pet you. That was great. Before I bring up your headliner, y'all, I want you to make some noise for the Wormhole. Thank you. Show them some love. Yes, thank you so much for hosting the show. Bringing us out. Thank you guys for supporting local comedy. The next comic I'm going to bring up, he's your headliner, y'all. He's been on Last Comic Standing. He was winner of the Laughing Skull Comedy Fest last year. Y'all show some love. Make some noise for Mr. Rob Haze. Yes.
What's going on, people? That much. All right. What is this? Does anybody know? Like what, huh? It's a sound wall? Like why they keeping the sound, like did the drummer get in trouble? Like why does he have a cubicle? I don't understand. I feel like if I'm at a concert, I want to hear the drums. And also, sound can't go up here. Oh, okay, I see the microphone. Okay, they record drums here. All right, now I get it. We in a recording studio. This is just a venue like sometimes, but this is just really a cool-ass recording studio. I get it. They got a bar and whatnot. I've been in a studio before. I never been in a studio with a bar. That's cool. I've been trying to figure out this whole time, like, why is there a project board around the drums? But now I know. Y'all did science fairs. Y'all know what that is. That's a clear project board. You gonna get an A on your project if you come with a clear board, because it might crack on the way to school. You guys, what would you do if you met God and God didn't know your name? Like, you get to heaven, they're like, "Hey, this is God." God's like, "Ooh, don't tell me. Don't tell me. Give me the first letter. Just give me the first letter. I promise. Just. I've been dating. I've been getting ghosted. Y'all know what ghosting is? If you don't, it's okay. I'll tell you. Ghosting is the phenomenon where you send someone text messages and they send you nothing back. But I'm glad that ghosting's a thing, because I feel like I've been getting ghosted since before it was a thing. Like, I just thought this girl was missing. I was just going up to her friends like, hey, have y'all seen Ashley? They're like, yeah, she's fine. I was like, oh, I'm not. I need to talk to somebody. But now that ghosting's a thing, it's great, because if I feel like I'm being ghosted, I just send the ghost emoji and just wait. Like, you gonna let that be the last text message, huh? You just gonna let that ghost sit there, okay. I ain't afraid of no ghost, I'm not. Oh, she said boo. Okay, we good. All right, that was close. She's so silly. I feel like parents were the first ghosts, because I used to call this girl every day, and her mom would give me new excuses why she couldn't come to the phone. Like, after a while, she got so tired of me, she just started giving me advice. Like, why don't you go outside, play with your friends? Why don't you apply to some scholarships, look at some out-of-state schools? Get away from my baby. Why don't you draw a picture? Remember you used to draw pictures? Why don't you just draw a picture real quick? When I was a kid, I was a mouth breather. People think that means that I'm slow. I'm not slow. I just used to get congested from time to time. Like, I used to get sick all the time, but never sick enough to miss school. Like, I was the reason a box of tissues was on your school supply list. Like, I was a kid nobody wanted to be in front of in the lunch line. Like, I'd be behind you like... Will you close your mouth? I'm sorry, if I close my mouth, I'm gonna die. I'm just trying not to die. I was a kid everybody thought would sleep first at a sleepover. Like, Robert, you sleep up there? No, I'm watching the same movie y'all are watching. It's my favorite part right here. Used to play football. Nobody's scared of a wheezing linebacker. Nobody would play football with me. My sister would never practice with me outside. Like, you could get really good at throwing a football by yourself, but you can't get good at catching a football by yourself. Like, I became a beast at going and getting the football. So much that when I played, they were like, have you ever thought about being an equipment manager? Because you were really good at getting those balls after practice. When I played football, I would only get 2 awards on awards day. I would get the Spirit Award, the award for the player with the most heart, which used to confuse me because I'd watch the draft and they'd talk about how fast people run, how much weights they lift, and I'd be sitting at home like, what about their heart? What kind of person are they? They gonna run in practice? He didn't even run to the podium. I would have ran up there. I also used to get the award for most improved player, which is a great award the first year you get it. But then every year after that, it's like, all right, coach, how bad was I in the beginning? Like, obviously, I keep getting better and better. I got the trophies to prove it. I don't understand. I'm not getting any more playing time. Not making any sense. I didn't always do comedy. I used to work at the Chick-fil-A at the Atlanta airport. A lot of people complain about their commute to work, but those people don't have to go through TSA to get to a kitchen. I don't know if you ever looked in the back of a fast food restaurant, but there are no chairs back there. Like, my friends used to complain about their jobs, and they used to be like, man, I just want to do what I love. And I used to be like, I just want to sit down. Like, I just want a job with a chair. That's all I want is a job with a chair. I had an interview after that. They were like, sir, have a seat. I was like, I'm so happy to be here. You do not know how much this means to me. I just want to get trustworthy enough that they let me get a bag of fries out of the freezer. Like, I don't know if you ever hugged a bag of potatoes, but it feels so good when you've been in a hot kitchen all day. Just 1 more minute. I promise I'll bring the fries in 1 more minute. I just need 1 more minute. They would only hire people to work the cash register who are bilingual, whether they could speak English or not, just on the chance that somebody only spoke Romanian and needed a chicken biscuit. So they be calling back orders to me in the kitchen. I wouldn't understand what they were saying. They'd be like, yes, I need a bacon, egg, and cheese on biscuit. And I'd be like, I'm going to just give you the sandwich I was working on, and hopefully their flight leaves soon. Like, I can't get in trouble if they complain in another city. I can't get in trouble if they complain in the sky. They should have searched me on the way out of that Chick-fil-A, because that's when I had a bag full of chicken biscuits. Like, I feel like if you make less than a combo cost an hour, you should be able to steal. That should be allowed. They should let you do that. I don't like telling people I'm a comedian. It puts too much pressure on a conversation. Either people want to make me laugh the whole time, or they want me to make them laugh. So when people ask what I do, I just make stuff up. They be like, hey, what do you do for a living? I be like, I work for the Department of Treasury. I'm like, really? What do you do with them? I'd be like, you ever get a receipt and sign it and give it back? I'm the dude that checks the receipts. I haven't caught anybody yet with receipt fraud, but we are backed up. We still got receipts from 2008. It's just new receipts every day. We'll never get caught up. This is too much. It's ridiculous. I don't want to read your opinion on Facebook. I don't want to read your opinion on Twitter. If you want me to read your opinion, then you need to put it on Venmo and send me 50 cents. I feel like I lost some people. Venmo is an app where you can send people money, and then you put a little caption on there. All right, some of y'all don't have that app. Y'all got real silent, you know? Some people don't know, like, silence is a form of feedback. Sometimes I do shows and it get real quiet and somebody come backstage and be like, you know what, they didn't respond. I'd be like, yes, they did. They didn't say anything. That's their way of letting you know that they didn't know what you was talking about. I spend too much of my time on my phone. I spend a lot of my time on Instagram. If y'all know any young girls that are on Instagram, y'all need to get them off of there. Because I'm tired of these girls adding me, and I don't know that they're underage until I add them back. And they put up a picture talking about #workflow, and I see lockers in the background. I'm like, this is not going to work out too well. I'm going to jail if I like one of these pics. I'm going to jail. She is selling these Girl Scout cookies, though, I'll tell you that. And give me a box of Samoas and then block her after that. All I do on Instagram is like women's pictures all day, but you got to be careful, because if you like too many of a woman's pictures, then they'll screenshot their news feed and put that up and be like, shout out to @RobHaze for being so creepy. So now I strategize when I like pictures. I'll be like, that's a good one. I'm going to like that on Wednesday. I'm definitely going to like that on Women Crush Wednesday. She's not going to get mad at me at all. You ever go on the internet, see your friends doing something without you? No, y'all just popular? That's fine. That's fine. You got to like all those pics. You got to let them know they left you out. They post pictures of food, you got to write stuff in the comments like, that looks so tasty. I could taste that from here. #. The other day, I was on the computer. I seen that my friend was at my other friend's wedding, and that's how I found out we're not cool. I was not invited to the wedding. Like, weddings are weird. That's the only time church is invite only. That's the only time you just can't pop up in somebody's church. They'll be like, we kind of doing something right now. You'll be welcome any other Sunday, just not right now. I always want to go to a wedding where somebody said something at the Speak Now, Forever Hold Your Peace. Like, that's got to be the greatest speech ever. That speech has to be convincing, but at the same time, it can't sound too rehearsed, because then it's just like, why didn't you just call her last week? Like, obviously, you've been sitting somewhere practicing this speech. Also, if you give that speech, you got to make sure you sit in the right section. You got to make sure you sit on the aisle, because if it doesn't work out for you, you got to leave immediately. You just try to ruin the wedding. You know, it'd be like, speak now, forever hold your peace. Hey, baby, you know we be saying I love you on the phone and we be playing? I don't be playing. No? Okay, excuse me, bro. Excuse me, bro. Excuse me. No, you heard the speech. I didn't kill it. No, excuse me, bro. No, excuse me. No, move your grandma. Move your other grandma. Why would you sit them next to each other? That's too much. No. That's a new one. I'm not used to that laugh. Okay. We got a squeaker. I'm used to snorters, but we got a squeaker. That's a new one on me. You know, the best part is she wants to stop, but I'm so funny she can't. So my confidence is through the roof right now. I've been having unique audience members. Last week I did a college and some girl yelled out, "Precisely," and that made me feel real smart. I ain't never felt, I don't know nobody that says precisely. Like I felt like a genius after that. That was amazing. I'm gonna leave you alone, but like I'm scared if she squeaks anymore, she gonna like, I don't know, fly away or something. Like I want you to stay here and enjoy the show. I don't want. You said what? Okay. Like his accent didn't make me think he was making a reference to the movie Friday. But he did, like it was perfect. But it was like, I did hear it, but I was like, no, there's no way. Like the movie Friday, like that's what's up. That is what's up. That is the beauty of cable television, guys. That's an amazing moment we just shared. That's never gonna happen again. Maybe for y'all, not for me. I'm not gonna hear anybody say Friday like that ever again in my life. I appreciate that, sir. Oh, man. You guys, you ever think about caterpillars? You ever think that a caterpillar that becomes a moth thinks it's gonna be a butterfly? Like it's just eating leaves all day, like I'm gonna be so beautiful. I'm gonna be so beautiful. People gonna let me land on their kid's face. I'm gonna be a symbol of beauty. I'm gonna be so pretty. Then he gets in the cocoon, it's like, I better get my beauty rest. I'm gonna be so many colors, Then just wakes up like, a moth, I didn't even consider this. Look at that light bulb. I'm glad y'all let me do that. Most people stop me and do y'all think about caterpillars. They be like, do the next one. Don't even finish that one. Do the next one. The moth tries to do butterfly things. It lands on a flower, it gets roasted by the real butterflies. Like, if you don't get your moth face out of here. That's the whole reason I do comedy, so I can say, if you don't get your moth face out of here. That's something silly I made up one day, and I just put this whole thing together so I can say that to a room full of people. I appreciate that. If you don't get your moth face out of here. I feel like that joke is a metaphor for me at the gym. Like, no matter how many crunches I do, I'm not going to be a butterfly. It's just not going to work out. Like, I want to use one of those exercise DVDs, but how do I know that the person on the DVD got in shape using the methods of the DVDs? They're already in shape on the first disc of the DVDs. Like, for me to use one of those DVDs, I would need for the person to start out of shape. Then as the DVDs go along, they get in shape. So then that way, if I quit, I can still watch it like a reality show. Like, I didn't make it, but let me see if he makes it. Put the next disc in. I'm going to just watch a whole season. I'm going to just sit here and watch a whole season. If he makes it, I'll go back and do it with him, but I got to see him do it first. Been trying to eat better. People been telling me I need to eat more kale, need to eat more quinoa. How do we get new vegetables? When I was a kid, we didn't have kale, we didn't have quinoa. Now everywhere I go, we got these new vegetables. I don't understand. Quinoa to me looks like unfinished rice. It's like, wait a minute, this rice is missing a side. Who's cutting up the rice? Because that rice is not done. I know what done rice looks like. It's one of the oldest foods. You're going to try to pass it off? Oh, no, this is quinoa. Like, nah. I've seen rice before. I know that's rice. Kale. Every time I ask people what is kale, I get a new answer. Every time. I'll be like, hey, what is kale? They'll be like, oh, kale, that used to be the stuff on the side of the plate. That used to be a garnish. You mean the stuff you'd be like, hey, what about that green stuff? Oh, don't worry about that. Now they want me to eat the don't worry about that. They want me to eat the stuff I've been throwing away my whole life. I asked somebody else what is kale. They were like, oh, kale, that's the stuff they used to line buffets with. Like, who's the first person to go to an all-you-can-eat restaurant and be like, yeah, let me get the stuff on the ice. Can I get the stuff on the ice? It's a superfood on the ice. I'm going to just take it home and juice it. I just need the stuff on the ice. Oh, y'all don't sell that? All right, let me know when you throw it out. I'll come back and get it. I know it's going to be good. It's on ice. Like, I don't need a tray. I need the stuff on the ice, please. See, they're taking the gluten out of everything. White people are dying of gluten. I don't know what gluten is. Back in my day, we didn't have gluten. We had high fructose corn syrup, yellow 5. We didn't have gluten. Gluten's new. Gluten wasn't on the food pyramid. Food pyramid had meat, dairy, fruits, vegetables, grains, junk food was at the top. Who put junk food on the top of the food pyramid? Who's like, oh man, we left out junk food. Just put it at the top. Nobody will notice. Junk food used to look cool though. Junk food had a frown on its face. Like I feel like I could hang out with junk food. Like junk food could fight. Like fruits and vegetables smiling all the time like, hey. It's a pyramid scheme if I ever seen one. I'm junk food. I'm the food that makes you feel good, baby. Ask your mama about a cheat day. She'll tell you. When your teacher's trying to raise money, who's she gonna have you pushing in the streets, huh? Door to door, not no carrots. You'll never get that boombox selling carrots. You better sell these candy bars wrapped in pizza coupons. Gluten's new. Gluten came out around 2011, 2012. Like, I remember where I was when gluten came out. I was sitting at home. I was downloading mixtapes. My homeboy came in like, you know that new gluten just dropped? I was like, really? I didn't know that. All the old people in my life, they've been eating gluten their whole lives. They're fine. My grandmother's been eating gluten biscuits and gluten sandwiches. She's fine. She made it. She's old. That's all we're trying to do is get old. Like, she could probably make you gluten from scratch. She could probably make you the best homemade gluten and gravy you ever had in your life. Like, how do we know we're not going to need the gluten? How do we know 5 years from now the doctors are not going to come on TV and be like, oh, put the gluten back? Who told y'all to take the gluten out? That's what keeps your kneecaps together. You're going to lose your kneecaps taking the gluten out. That's kneecap adhesive. You're going to lose your whole kneecap. That's what gives your eyelashes that curve. You're going to lose the curve of your eyelashes. You have to blink a lot. You don't want to blink a lot. That's what gives your nipples color. You're going to lose the color of your nipples. Be the only person with flesh on nipples. You don't be the only person with flesh on nipples. You can get those Barbie nipples out of my face. Get some gluten in your system. People in my life say that I'm scared of everything. I think I'm only scared of one thing, and that's death. So I don't like being on tall balconies because I can fall off and die. And I don't like jaywalking because a car or a bus could hit me and I could die. I don't like people touching my neck because I could choke and die. I don't like dogs and cats because they could turn evil, scratch my face off, and then I could die. And I don't like the police. My friends make fun of me because I watch Love and Hip Hop. And I don't think that's fair because they watch wrestling. I feel like at least some of the fights on Love and Hip Hop are real. They never press charges on John Cena. That never happens. But Tommy from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta has 2 restraining orders. That's all I'm saying. She had to get in a real fight at least one of those times. We're in a weird time in our country. It's a tough time in our country. I know Lil Bow Wow retired. when we needed them the most. I know we're in a tough time in our country because people are upset that a backup quarterback sat on the bench. Like his job is to sit on the bench. That's his job right now. People mad at the man for sitting down. Like any other time period, that would be on the ticker. That would not be a main story. The fact that the quarterback sat down on the bench. People act like he forced other people to sit down with him. Like he didn't put glue on the bench. People act like other people was like, wait, coach, hold up, I'm stuck. Wait, Kaepernick put glue on the bench. How do you catch Colin Kaepernick sitting down? If you busy singing the national anthem, how the heck are you looking at this man? You're supposed to be looking at eagles and the flag and whatever. You're not supposed to be looking at other people. Maybe somebody was like, oh, but the cameraman zoomed in on him. What country is that cameraman from? You're not supposed to be zooming during the national anthem. People got mad at Gabby Douglas because she didn't put her heart over her hand during the national anthem. Her hand over her heart. Y'all know what I meant. There's probably somebody mad that she didn't do. She should have took her heart out, put it on. All right. She didn't put her hand on her heart during the national anthem. It's a song. It's not the Pledge of Allegiance. You're supposed to put your hand on your heart during the Pledge of Allegiance. Like, the national anthem is a song. Like, Mariah Carey, she sings it like this. Nobody gets upset. Every time she sings it. People so upset with the protests, they're not even like talking about the reason for the protest. That's like the most messed up thing. People like, he's a disgrace to the military, he's a disgrace to the flag. We live in a country, we don't live in a flag. Like, why are people so upset about the flags? How did all the countries get flags? Y'all ever think about that? I was watching the Olympics like, dang, every country got a flag? Every country has not agreed on anything ever, but they all agreed on a rectangle? Why there no triangle flags? At least one country should have the little dude that goes like this. And at the United Nations, they just got to have one of these dudes. If that's not a symbol of imperialism, I don't know what is. Obviously, there was a time where somebody came, landed on the country, planted a flag, and the people was like, what is that? They're like, oh, we own this. Like, no, you don't. We own this. Like, where's your flag? Oh, shoot. All right. We need to get a flag. We did not know. We need a flag. At what point in a revolution are you like, let's call a seamstress? Like, you're like, all right, we took over the government, but we got no way to prove it. We need somebody. Does anybody have any arts and crafts in their background? I watch a lot of movies. I'm tired of these movies coming out talking about you only use 10% of your brain. What would you do if you could use the other 90% of your brain? You might be able to move stuff with your mind. You might be able to speak Mandarin. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, you already use 100% of your brain. Your brain's like, I'm going to take 90% and keep us alive. And you take your little 10% and think about hearts on hands and the drum cubicle and whatever you want to think about. Like, if you had to use 100% of your brain, you'd have to run an entire functioning human body. Like, this is what it would sound like in your head all day. It would just be like, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Pump your heart, pump your heart, pump your heart. Blink, blink, breathe in, breathe out. Pump your heart, pump your heart. Tell yourself you're hungry, tell yourself you're hungry. Bite, bite, chew, chew, nibble, nibble, swallow, swallow. Breathe in, breathe out. Pump Pump your heart, pump your heart. Okay, what is that? Gluten? Get to the kneecaps, get to the nipples. What are you doing? Breathe in, breathe out, pump your heart. Let us wait too much. So your body's like, I got this. How would you go out? All right, we doing shots. All right, suck it down. Breathe in, breathe out. Pump your heart, pump your heart. Okay, you feeling drunk, get your balance. Breathe in, breathe out. Pump your heart, pump your heart. There, look at that girl right there. Don't be weird, don't be weird. Breathe in, breathe out. Let's wait too much. So everybody's like, I got this. I live in New York now. Okay. Y'all from New York? What part? Upstate? Okay. I don't know. Upstate New York, it gets cold up there. I mean, it gets cold in the city as well. The first day it was cold, I walked outside and I had some low tops on and the wind hit my ankles. I didn't even know wind blew down there. Like, I'm from the South. Like, I'm not used to this ankle wind. Like, I'm not used to this full body wind. I swear, in the South, the wind just blows from the waist up. Like, you don't even feel wind down there. Now I understand why they got Timberlands with the leather on the top. Like, now I understand, because it's the ankle wind. That's why. Trying to prevent that ankle wind. I had a show in upstate New York. It was negative 11 degrees. My body's not built for the negatives. Like, negative 11 degrees. Everybody up there was fine. They were looking at me like I was crazy. I had my hat on, scarf on, gloves on, coat buttoned up. People getting out of the gas station, coat open, looking at me like I was crazy. Because that sounded like I was having sex with the car I was pumping gas in. I was just like, it's so cold. It's so cold. I don't know why I was making them female noises. I still haven't figured that out. Why I was making them female noises. It was so cold, I seen a horse with a coat on. Like, that's way too cold. We got to go coat shopping for your horse. It was a nice coat. It was plaid, but still, that's way too cold. Like, I'm from Atlanta, where, like, if you spill a snow cone, they'll cancel school. Like, we don't do the cold too well. We had 2 inches of snow one time that shut the entire city down. It's my theory. It never snowed during the day growing up. It would only snow overnight. So these people are driving, and they never saw snow in the daytime. Then it started snowing, and then they were like, we can't drive in these conditions. We just got to get out and walk the rest of the way. And then those people walked home, turned on the news, and they were like, y'all need to move your cars. Y'all are stopping up traffic. Been traveling around, been seeing Amish people for the first time in my life. I was in Pennsylvania, I saw an Amish crossing sign for the whole state. The rules, all right. I seen an Amish crossing sign for the first time in my life. It was a little Walkman dude, but he was on a buggy, and he had a hat on, and I was like, I didn't even know the Walkman dude could accessorize. Like, I didn't even know he could put a hat on. That's amazing. Other people, they used to Amish people. Like, I was in a Walmart, and this Amish dude was in there. I'm just staring at him. Everybody's fine. I'm looking at him like, how'd you get in here? That automatic door is against everything you believe in. Like, I better not see you in the self-checkout line. I better not. I know you are not supposed to be scanning if you're Amish. You are not supposed to be scanning. I don't know. Going out, hanging out tonight. I'm an awkward dude. I'm too awkward for the club sometimes. Like, they have this Georgia law where only men can search men, only women can search women. And to me, some dudes, they take it too far. Like, you get to the club. Like, one time I went to the club, this dude, he picked me up by my pants and started shaking me like this. I was like, put me down, sir. I don't even want to be here anymore. It's ridiculous. I don't know how to ask for dances. The way people dance nowadays, girls be twerking. I don't know how to ask somebody to do that. You can't be like, man, I have this dance, and then turn someone around and bend them over. That's weird. That's weird. Just gotta walk up to them and thrust them a little bit. That's the only way. It's rude if you don't. It's rude if you don't. Then you're just creepy. If you just behind them, you thrust to let them know, hey, I'm supporting everything you're doing back here. Like, it's just, I don't know. Like girls, when they like their song, they can just start dancing. Everything's fine. Dudes, we can't do what we do when we dance with girls without them. That'd be weird. It's a new move. People are starting to say that I'm a sex symbol. Have that going. Just like people say that I can sing, I say it, and my mama making somebody cry. Get my headphones out, and they fell out of my hand into the gutter, and I just wiped them off on my pants and put them in my ear. Stack them, they don't fight well. Are you supposed to play hacky sack? Because it feels weird to kick around something with eyes. It feels weird. Kick around one of your friends. I used to have Pogs. Pogs are a little circular disc with stuff you actually like on them. You can play with Pogs for about 10 minutes. And then you're like, you know what? I need more Pogs. Then you get more Pogs, and you're like, this is stupid. I have too many Pogs. I used to have Gigapets, Tamagotchis. I used to be scared of the kid in school to be like, I want to see what happens when it dies. Like, teacher, move me. I don't need to be near this person. I'm surprised hipsters haven't started wearing Gigapets. Like, I'm surprised you haven't just walked past a hipster and they be like, hold up, let me feed my Tamagotchi real quick. It's a rescue. It's got 2 scratches on the screen. I just got to feed this. How much time am I? Your phone broke? Okay. You dropped it? So these guitars, do people like, all these people here? Like, that's a lot of trust, you know what I'm saying? Okay, cool. I feel like we're in the future. Y'all feel like we're in the future? Like, you could buy a watch that calls people. You used to have to be a secret agent and have a watch that calls people. Now you just need a Sprint account and you could call someone from your wrist. Like, I already butt dial people. The last thing I need is to call someone because I folded my arms. Like, I didn't mean to call you, bro. I just got upset. We might as well talk now that we're on the phone. We might as well. Certain things I thought we'd have by now. Thought we'd have flying cars by 2016. But if a flying car were to come out today, I'd be pissed off. Because that means it'd be a long time before I'd be able to get a flying car. Like, for me to have a flying car now, I would need for flying cars to come out around 2001, 2002. That way I can have a nice quality used flying car. Like, if flying cars came out today, it'd be a bunch of rich jerks in the sky just experimenting. Like, I don't know if you ever been on the highway by yourself, but that's when you decide to try stuff out. That's when you're like, let me see how many candies I can crush and drive at the same time. Let me see if I can take off this sweatshirt and not kill anybody. Okay, dog didn't like that one. After that, the rappers would get flying cars. They would be making it rain for real. They'd be throwing money out of flying cars. Girls come out the club looking straight up. I'd be like, I'm down here, baby. Like, no, I'm trying to find me a baller. All the ballers in the sky. Trying to find me a baller. Then after that, then the police would get flying cars. And that would suck because they would paint the bottom look like the sky. And they just drop down and pull you over like, man, I thought it was a nice day. It's definitely not. Not anymore. Not anymore. A lot of people are anti-school bullying. I'm anti-bullying as a whole, because I got bullied at school, church, Sunday school, family outings, family reunions, debate camp, band camp. Like, I was well-rounded, but well-bullied. I remember one time these kids took my birthday cards out of the mailbox and cut the checks up and put them in the yard. I remember thinking, man, they remembered my birthday. I'm not real trusting of people because I get robbed a lot. Last time I got robbed, somebody stole the radio face off of my car radio. They did not steal my car radio. They just stole the radio face. Like, I don't know if this person had the same type of radio as me, and they were like, hey, I've been looking for that, and they just took it. Or if this person was on bath salts, because they were eating human faces. But maybe they're eating radio faces now. I don't know. I don't know anybody on bath salts. The time after that, somebody stole the license plate off the back of my car. If somebody steals your license plate, then they don't have a soul, because the license plate has 2 screws, which means this person took the first screw off and felt nothing. And then took the second screw off. Like, had that been me, I would have took the first screw off and had to reevaluate my life at that moment. I would have been walking around all day with a screw in my hand. People would have been like, what's that, Rob? This is just a symbol of how my life is not going well right now. Also, somebody's driving around with a license plate hanging on 1 screw. There are 2 symbols in this scenario. I went to the tag office. I was like, hey, the police report's not out yet, but somebody stole the license plate off the back of my car. And they were like, we don't have a temporary tag for that situation. But what you can do is get a light piece of cardboard and write a sign that says stolen tag and put that in your back window. This is at the tag office. This is where they sell tags all day. They don't have a temporary tag at the tag office. Not only that, but it's procedure for me to make a homemade temporary tag out of a light piece of cardboard. Why is that the only medium I can use? I can't use loose leaf paper, I can't use printer paper, I can't use a collection of Post-it notes, just a light piece of cardboard to write this sign. I was like, lady, I worked really hard to get my car registered. Is there any way that I can get a May 17 sticker to put on my cardboard sign? And she was like, I'm not gonna let you put our sticker on your cardboard. So I had to drive around with a sign on the back of my car that says stolen tag. I got pulled over immediately. And the police officer, he said the most racist thing a police officer's ever said to me. He was just like, well, all I saw was stolen. Like, the next line's gotta be tag. Like, you think I stole a car and left you a note? Like, I'm a thief and I'm an honest thief. If you got me, you got me. I just wanna let you know this car doesn't belong to me. Like, no, that's not what I'm doing. I'm not leaving you clues. I'm not the Riddler. That's not what I do. Just leave you clues. Yo, can I get one of them shirts? You guys, tonight is the last night. We've been on tour for like a couple weeks, me and David, and I'm selling these shirts. They say the Rob Haze Beginning Stages tour, and then they have Savannah right here, September 22nd, and this is my emblem. This is the caterpillar from the Caterpillar joke. So it goes with the theme. Beginning stages, stage one is caterpillar. So I'm selling those for $10. But if you just got a 20, I'll give you 2. Also, you don't have to like say you was at this show. If you want to lie about other shows, you could just like look at the dates and then remember that and be like, no, I was at Charleston on the 8th. So it's wet. I'm not being fancy. It's just wet. I don't want to get the shirt wet. No, like it's like a little puddle. Why is this stool so tall? That's the real question. Who is this made for? I feel like it's a prop. It's like for an Indian in the cupboard or something. It's not no real stool. Like no matter who you are, you gotta like do this to get on the stool. That's ridiculous. Now I'm just being petty. You guys, I think chess is the most popular game. There's a chess bar in New York that I go to, and it's open until 3 in the morning. You can play chess until 3 in the morning. I've never seen more than 2 people in the chess bar. Like, I don't know how they make money. Like, I'm guessing there's a lot of antique chess sets. So if you knock one of those over, you got to pay for it. Or you got to work at the chess bar. One day I took a girl on a date to this chess bar, and we had a game. It ended up being a stalemate. And then we didn't have a second date after that. Because I can't date anybody that I can't out-strategize. Like, if you want a second date, I got to win the chess game. Unless, of course, you let me win the chess game, then the real chess match has begun. I do love the South, though. I miss the South. Because after that, they got so strong.